And welcome back to Brand New Vegan. I am Chuck, and boy, it has been a minute, hasn't it? It has been a while. So I am back. I have a brand new recipe for you, and we're making something near and dear to my heart. Comes from the state of New Mexico, where I've lived for 10 years. It's a end of summer, kind of spicy, not really dish, but it's going to use up zucchini, yellow squash, fresh corn, which is everywhere right now, some onions. It's called Calabacitas, and it is so good. So we're going to make some right now. We're going to take this and turn it into this. First thing we're going to do is chop up a little onion. I've got this peeled. Nothing fancy. The rough dice, like that. Next, well, we got our cutting board here. Let's attack this here corn. Get a nice flat end here. Put it down. Hold it steady. And we're going to cut. Whoops. We're going to cut the kernels off our cob. Try not to make a mess. Next up, our zucchini. By the way, the word Calabacitas literally translates to little squash. It's not a particular variety. It just means zucchini, summer squash, any kind of summer squash. A small summer squash. Okay, one more. Get to yellow squash. And I agree, these are sad looking squash, but it's all they had. Cut the ends off, give them the same type of cut, maybe not that one. There we go. Try to keep these evenly sized. Now we're going to saute our onion, so I'm going to put this on medium-low. Give it a little bit of veggie broth. And get our onion going. We want to caramelize this for a good 15 minutes. We're not looking for perfectly brown caramelized onions, but get some kind of color on them. So I'm going to get these started, and I'll see you back here in about 15-20 minutes. The whole secret to caramelizing onions, without using oil of course, is to keep your heat low. I have mine set to medium low right here. And just keep stirring and cook them longer than you would normally do if you were using oil. So in this case, it'll take you about 15-20 minutes. And if your pan gets too dry, you can always add more veggie broth. And it's been about 20 minutes on our onions. You can see they turned a nice golden brown color. Nice and tan and sweet and beautiful. So now we can add our squash. Hopefully they'll all fit. Perfect. And to our squash, I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of diced tomatoes. You can dice up your own. I'm using canned, organic. And we're going to put a lid on this. I'm going to turn the heat up to medium. There we go. I'm going to let that cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. Squash are cooking up nicely. Don't want to get these too soggy. You don't want to go too soft on the squash. Just until they're cooked through. They still are kind of firm. That's looking really good there. So now I'm going to add my garlic. A couple cloves of garlic. And the New Mexico favorite, I'm going to add about a 1/2 cup of hatch green chilies. You can use the canned Ortegas. Probably use I'd use an 8-ounce can. You can go 4-ounce can if you don't like spicy. I don't consider those in a grocery store spicy at all. But these have a really good flavor. And I actually found the brand I use at my local Kroger. And that's what it looks like. So if you can find this is good stuff. And we'll stir that all in. Let that cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. And yeah, you probably want to use a bigger pan than I did. Because this is an induction burner. It has to have a certain type of pan. And this is one of the biggest ones I have, so use what you got. The green chilies and the tomatoes have kind of combined to make their own sauce. The last thing we're going to add is our corn and our seasoning. Some ground pepper and about a teaspoon of Mexican oregano. It smells so good. As I said, I lived in New Mexico for about 10 years and just fell in love with the state, the scenery, the culture, but especially the food. Green chilies, pozole, red chili, tamales, sopapillas, balloon fiesta, the Candelarias at Christmas on Old Town. Oh, such a neat place to live. But hot and dry. Okay, let this go for another minute or two and we're almost done. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have not put any salts in this at all, or oil for that matter, because we don't use oil. But salt, I haven't put any salt in yet at all. So now is the time you want to taste it. So I'm going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon. Maybe not even that, maybe a 1/4. But this is just about ready to go. So easy. Yum, yum, yum. That's good. I'm going to turn off the heat and we'll plate this up. All right, guys, here we go. Look at this. Oh, this is so yummy. Look at that. This was hardly any effort at all. A little bit of chopping, but fresh summer vegetables, right out of your garden, right out of the farmer's market. Fresh corn. Let's get a close up. There we go. I am going to garnish this. I don't know if you can see this or not. This is tofu, but I have seasoned it to be like what they call cojita cheese in Mexico. It's a real soft, crumbly cheese you see in a lot of Mexican restaurants. I've made this before. I'll crumble some up on top. I got a recipe for it in the description box below. I made it when I made my chiles. I don't know if I have a video for that, but I definitely have a blog post. There you go. A little bit of cilantro, or as my friend Sydney would say, that evil weed. And you got Calabacitas. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to smash that like button. It really does help. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And now that I am back, and yes, I'm back, there will be more videos more frequently and not 2 or 3 months at a time. I promise. So this is Chuck from Brand New Vegan. Thanks so much for watching. Good stuff.